good afternoon, anyone. Okay. Let's wait for others to join and we will start our discussion today.
Yes, sir.
Let's wait for others to join and we will start. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So it's already 2 past 1 and we should start our discussion. We have otherwise we will be lagging behind in completing 1 hour discussion. Okay. So we will start, rest will join later or they will refer to that recorded lecture. Before we start, let me clear one thing that some of you have already been removed. Those who have was not interested, so they have been removed by our team, and further those who are yet to pay or clear their payment, they should clear it, otherwise they will be removed in next 24 hours. Or if by chance if you are removed mistakenly, you have already cleared the payment and mistakenly you have been removed by our team, so please ping me in WhatsApp and I will add you again. Okay. So dust is settling down day by day and we are now in a closed group, so we can discuss, start our journey formally for next 3 months. And in next 3 months we are going to read basic aspects of philosophy which are needed to be a good homeopath. Okay. So we will start today from our discussion on introduction part. This is the most neglected part of our organ of medicine. Aphorism we study, somehow manage to study some aphorisms, some group of aphorisms like that. But this introduction we all mostly during our student days have neglected, except some portions which are regularly been asked in our examination. Okay, so we will start with our introduction. First of all, open the content portion and we will refer to the introduction there. Open the content portion and you will see there are 3 lines, 3 paragraphs, content portion, this portion. this thing, this content portion of introduction, and you will get 3 lines. Add Roman 1, Roman 2 and Roman 3. Okay, first paragraph is Roman 1, second paragraph is Roman 2, third paragraph is Roman 3. Okay, in first paragraph altogether there are 99 chapters paragraph in introduction. Okay, we have discussed a little bit about introduction in our previous classes, what it consists of, and it was there from the very first edition, but before it was only about the homeopathic cure in old literature, what Hahnemann have found. Okay, what was there before in first edition? In first edition there was introduction which consists of some cure in the old literature, in the old school literature. Okay, like we know that this China discovery, Cinchona discovery, homeopathic discovery was due to that only, that Cinchona is capable of curing this thing, and this Hahnemann discusses that this is because of this homeopathic relation between the ague, the malarial fever and Cinchona. Okay, so before it was that. After fourth edition, it becomes with the heading, this heading. Read the heading of the introduction. Read the heading of the introduction. It is written introduction. After that, what is written? Read it. Read it. Someone read it loudly.
Review of therapeutics, allopathy, and palliative treatment that have hitherto been practiced in the old school of medicine.
Okay, these are the review. What is being practiced if you want to review of your time. Okay, you need to review of your time what is being practiced nowadays. Okay, introduction is totally we called it out of date, but it is not out of date. If you can correlate what Hahnemann was doing at his time, you can do at your time also. Okay, just means you need to educate masses about these things. Okay, I will give you some examples regarding this. Review of therapeutics allopathic, what is going on in present day allopathy. Though we are saying that allopathic medicine in present day are more advanced, more sophisticated. Okay, these are true things, that these has been advanced, there has been advancement in allopathic medicine, but there are some still remaining, or due to that people are falling prey to them. I will give several examples. You will get in your technique daily. This is a review. You need to educate your person about your patients. Okay, have you heard about HRT? Have you heard HRT? Anyone? Hormonal replacement therapy. Okay, this is called HRT. A moment a 40 years or menopausal woman approach an allopathic physician for his knee pain. Okay, for his joint pain. They, without any further delay, they will start HRT. Okay, called it that this estrogen, deficiency of estrogen is causing osteoporosis in menopausal women, and they will start it. Even there is deficiency or not, they will start it. Okay, this is abuse of hormones, and the patient will go on taking that hormonal replacement therapy. Okay, in spite of giving, instead of giving some calcium, some other medicine, some nutrition, they will start HRT, hormonal replacement therapy. Okay, this is the therapy. What we are doing? We are doing the review of present day. What are being, you can see abuse of antibiotics. Ample number of examples are there where antibiotics have been abused. Okay, this heard about drug statin? Anyone? Statin. Have you heard about this drug statin? Statin is, okay, what is it? What is it? Someone call, yes. Is a drug is lipid lowering effect. Every now and then you will see patient with disproportionate lipid profile. We ask patient, we ask a obese patient or a patient with hypertension, a patient with some disorder, ask them to go through this lipid profile, and they will get proportionate lipid profile. Okay, and the moment they get disproportionate lipid profile, allopathic physician will start on statin. This statin has as its side effect, it has hyperglycemia. Okay, the blood glucose level will raise, will be raised. Seeing any doubts, if the blood glucose level is raised, there is hyperglycemia after 1 year or 2 year of statin, and hyperglycemia can be well controlled, could have been well controlled by change in lifestyle. Okay, but the doctor prescribed statin because there was lipid, and again this hyperglycemia is there without knowing that this hyperglycemia is due to this statin drug. They start on agents like the drugs for dialysis. These are some common practices. These are the live from my clinic. I'm not running clinic for last 15 years or 20 years. I just have an experience of 5 years running clinics, and these sorts of cases used to come to me. Okay, spoiled by this irrational use of medicine. In this pandemic era, this vitamin D have been abused, so much abused. That is a different thing, but still the vitamin D is being regularly abused. Okay, how much this vitamin D examination cost? This will cost around 2500. So costly a test, and they are doing it every 3 months, every 4 months. Okay, and actually if your vitamin level is lower than 10 lab value, then you should be worried about. But what lab is giving? Lab is giving that your less than 20 is abnormal, and you should replenish with vitamin D capsules. This is totally unjustifiable. Okay, so these are some common examples you will get in your clinic. So read introduction, keeping in mind these ways correlate with modern era, the era you are living in. Okay, the era you are living in. Now I want you to read this Dudgeon's preface. Open Dudgeon's preface, second, let me third last paragraph. Read it.
Sir, is that part that the whole art of the medicine has hitherto practiced from that one?
थर्ड लास्ट नीचे से तीसरा, नीचे दी के देखो, थर्ड पैराग्राफ. आई हाँ, ट्रांसलेटर्स प्रीफेस.
Oh, translator's preface.
Dudgeon's preface.
I have not presumed to criticize the views.
হ্যাঁ, একটু জোরে বলো, সবাই যে শুনতে পারে তোমার কথাটা, একটু জোরে বলো.
I have not presumed to criticize the views or statements of the author. His denunciations of practice of the old school, though quite deserved when he wrote, are not applicable to the present condition of allopathic medicine. It is beyond all question.
Stop here and notice when the Dudgeon is telling so. Dudgeon is telling so in the year 1893. See the year below 1893, and he's telling that those which were practiced at that time of Hahnemann are not being practiced now. Okay, the second translation came in 1893. Write down improved edition. Write down below improved second translation. The first translation came in 1849. First translation, write it here only. First translation, it is often a question in your MCQ. First translation by Dudgeon of the 5th edition came in 1849, just few years after demise of Hahnemann. The first translation came in 1849. And second translation, this is the preface to second translation, improved translation, 1893. The era Dudgeon is calling about is 1893. In that era, Dudgeon is telling that this have been modified. We cannot say that allopathic is being practiced in the same fashion as it was at the time of Hahnemann. So again, we cannot say that allopathic is same brutally practicing of allopathic is there since the time of Hahnemann. It has been modified since the time of Dudgeon also. Okay, but still read further. Read further. Please read further.
We
cannot hear you.
not applicable to the present condition of the allopathic medicine. It is beyond all question. It is that was mainly owing to the treatment and practice of Hahnemann and his disciples that the disastrous method involved for centuries previous to and far into his time have been abandoned. It remains, however, doubtful if the allopathic methods of the present day have any greater scientific character or success than those they have sustained, superseded, where Hahnemann
Okay,
alive
we
now.
stop here.
can-
Stop here. Now think of as if you are telling this. Now close your eyes and think that is allopathic method of present day is of scientific. We have given some examples. We are not unnecessary. We will not unnecessarily criticize this. These modern advancement in medicine, modern advancement in surgeries are very important. Okay, but there are some pitfalls which need to be called out. That no, this is not correct. This is not correct. That should be called out. But unjustifiable criticism is not wanted. Okay, you should criticize, but justify your criticism. Okay, think that whether allopathic of nowadays is okay or there are some pitfalls. If there are some pitfalls, it is our duty to educate our patient against those kind of treatments. Okay, modern advancement in surgery, in medicines are welcome, but those primitive type of instinct that I will remove this lipoma, a chotto ekta lipoma, there is a small lipomatous growth, that is not needed to be removed, but surgeon is removing those, and in place of that একটা ছোট্ট লাইপোমা there are অনেকগুলো লাইপোমা গজিয়ে গেছে. There are so many lipoma now relapses. Okay, so these are the practice with the primitive instinct in mind. What was the mind in during time of Hahnemann? That will be we will discuss during our discussion on introduction. We will discuss those also. What was in the mind of that physicians, how the disease are and how they should be removed. Okay, next.
Were Hahnemann alive now, we can easily imagine how he would have inveighed against the school medicines of the present day. The tonic, stimulant, antipyretic, narcotic practice of the modern medicine is as far removed from the scientific simplicity of homeopathy as were the beneficence, blisters, phosphorus, purgatives, and mercurialization against the Hahnemann vague school world.
Okay,
Even
so in tonic, in stimulant, antipyretic, you can place modern days drugs, HRTs, what we have discussed, vitamin D, statin, you can place here. What are being steroids, unnecessary use of steroid. Okay, especially by those physicians who have not well qualified or who have not qualified at all are using steroids like anything. Okay, they are using antibiotics for any simple fever. They are giving Taxim-O, ofloxacin, or Taxim. Antibiotics are second generation of antibiotic or third generation of antibiotic used for treatment of typhoid fever, but they are using it even in viral fever. Are the abuse of allopathic medicines, abuse of antibiotic, and this abuse of antibiotic giving rise to many other serious conditions in the community. Okay, so these be call out, like Hahnemann have called out during his time, and so those pathies, those means mode of treatment have been abandoned because of calling out only. Irrational use of antibiotic. Give antibiotic, we are not against that. Give your treatment, what you are learning in your school, give that, but be justified with your, if for a viral fever of one day you are prescribing Taximode, that is totally irresponsible use of antibiotic. You should differentiate antibiotic, which antibiotic should be given to gram negative infection, should be given to gram positive infection, and when antibiotic should not be used, like azithral. Now you have seen in nowadays in pandemic situation they have prescribed azithral. What azithral is having to do with the virus? There is nothing, no link between an antibiotic and virus. World knows that this virus cannot be killed by antibiotic, but still you are prescribing azithral in massive doses and telling that it will prevent further bacterial infection. No need. Why you are prescribing azithral? Now again you are telling this azithral has got antiviral effect. No, it has not got antiviral effect. Read your pharmacology correctly. Azithral only have antiviral effect if it is combined with chloroquine. That is why we heard that chloroquine is the medicine for this COVID-19. Have you heard? Have you kept your ears open during last 2 years of pandemic? They prescribe azithral, then told that no, this is not. We should combine it with chloroquine, so it will have antiviral effect. In pharmacology books, it is clearly written there that azithral has no antiviral effect until and unless it is combined with chloroquine. Now you are giving chloroquine, now again abandoning chloroquine, now any other medicine you are giving. What is this? This is not a kind of scientific research. This is quid quest vacum minute. Whatever coming in your mouth, you are telling. Okay, so this practice should be called out. Who will call out? I and you will call out. And to whom? Not necessarily you will go and advertise in shout on the stage or advertise in the paper. No, just you have responsibility for your patient. Educate them. For your community, the area where you are practicing, educate them that this is the thing. All of a sudden a patient will come to you and tell that I have taken this antibiotic for 1 day. Now educate them that this antibiotic should be taken for more 5 days to avoid any antibiotic resistant development in your body. You should complete the course of antibiotic. This is the education. And nextly, you should not take these kind of antibiotic, second generation of antibiotic, for this kind of simple fevers. Okay, so these are the practice, common practice nowadays going on. You should learn how to read the prescription of allopaths also. Okay, you should learn that what they are giving and what they are giving routinely. And you will understand that they are giving allergy for routinely for 3 years, 2 years patient are taking. And you should know the side effects of these anti-allergies. You should know the side effect of specific allopathic drugs. Like a patient is on aspirin. Which patient are on aspirin? You know aspirin? What is aspirin? It is an NSAID used for this treatment of pain. Okay, and also for means like warfarin to dilute the blood, so that it won't coagulate in the arteries. That is the use of aspirin. Any of the heart patient, they will prescribe this aspirin regularly on the routine basis. And all of a sudden your patient come with your purpural spots on the hand, purpural spots on the chest, that these are the bleedings due to abuse of aspirin. What we will do next? You cannot treat this disease because it is falling under which kind? It is falling under which kind? There are three kinds of chronic diseases: true chronic diseases, artificial chronic diseases, inappropriately named chronic diseases. A blood coagulating disorder due to aspirin. Can you treat this with your medicine? Can you treat this with your medicine? Yes or no? Anyone?
Sir, we can antidote the bad effect.
You are not audible, anyone.
Sir, we can antidote the bad effect, na?
We should antidote the bad effect. But what the organon is saying about artificial chronic diseases? Can you treat it or not? These are very difficult to cure. Very difficult to cure. You can antidote the bad effect. There is a term called tautopathy. We will deal with that. That allopathic medicines are antidoted, like crude doses of opium can be antidoted with centesimal or potentized form of opium. Like this only, you can give your aspirin, you can give your penicillin in potentized form. That can help, but it is artificial chronic diseases are very, very difficult to cure. Open aphorism number 74. Aphorism number 74 and 75. Read aphorism number 75. Read 75.
These inroads on human health affected by the allopathic non-healing art, more particularly in recent times, are of all chronic disease the most deplorable, the most incurable, and I regret to add that it is apparently impossible to discover or to hit upon any remedies for their cure when they have reached any considerable height.
Underline now. Now underline this. Underline this: most deplorable, most incurable. Okay? Possible to discover or to hit upon any remedies. Underline. When they have reached considerable height. Underline. Okay? This is artificial, like steroid. Yes, you can give your medicine, but should not expect much. Abuse of steroid in simple cases of lichen planus. Okay, they have nothing to do but to use steroid. And in lichen planus, it is a kind of skin disease. In lichen planus, you will. I have to receive a call. Hello. Hello. हेलो, बोलिए. Okay, steroid. What are the bad effects of steroid? There are suppressed immunity. Suppressed immunity. The patient will gain weight, lethargy. Okay, these are some of the side effects of steroid. Now, by giving your calcarea carb, can you tackle this? Can you tackle this? No, you cannot tackle this with your constitutional or homeopathic medicine, because there is a mask of this allopathic. You have to tackle that first. Okay, and thankfully we have a medicine called adrenal gland. Have you heard about that? Adrenal gland. We have a medicine called adrenal gland, and this is very effective in abuse of steroid. Okay, you can give it there and can get result. After, for removing this steroid effect, then the disease will come, the original disease will come. For artificial disease, you have to act in a manner. Okay, first you have to remove that cover. Okay, now how will you treat artificial chronic diseases? It is there in 76. Read it.
Only for natural diseases has the beneficent deity granted us in homeopathy the means of affording relief, but those devastations and maimings of the human organism exteriorly and interiorly affected by years frequently of the unsparing exercise of a false art with its hurtful drugs and treatment must be remedied by the vital force itself.
Underline this.
Appropriate
Underline this.
aid
Must be. Underline this. Must be remedied by the waterfalls itself.
appropriate aid being given for the eradication of any chronic miasm that may happen to be lurking in the background if it has
Appropriate
not
aid.
already.
Underline this. Underline this. Appropriate aid been given for the eradication of chronic miasm. Okay. And now underline this. If it has not already been too much weakened, underline this, and can devote several years to this huge operation undisturbed. Now there are medicines called for epilepsy. Medicines for epilepsy. Name some allopathic medicines for epilepsy. Okay, there are medicines for anti-convulsion. Right now I too cannot remember those. That sodium and something preparations are there. Epitoin, commercial name is Epitoin for them. But what are these drugs? I'm not cannot recall, but you will get it brand name with Epitoin. The patient on this Epitoin therapy for years together, what it will do? For epilepsy, there is a very good cure in homeopathy. Very good cure. Very rational treatment is there in homeopathy for epilepsy. What they will do? They will suppress those convulsion with this type of anti-convulsive drug. And this anti-convulsive drug, what it will do? Anti-convulsive drug, what it will do? It will make patient dull. It will make patient dull. Okay. So what should you do to this dull kind of patients? You cannot do anything, because it is an artificial disease which has been created by this allopathic mode of treatment. Okay, this is called white collar crime. White, you can note it down. This is called white collar crime. Iatrogenic diseases, artificial diseases produced by allopathic treatment, irrational, unjustifiable allopathic treatment. In these cases, what we should do? We should first try to remove this artificial cover. Okay, remove this artificial cover. Otherwise, you cannot treat. And for removal of those artificial cover, thankfully we have some drugs. During Hahnemann times, it was not possible because of the limited knowledge of that time and crude practices of that time. But because of advanced knowledge of pharmacology in our time, it is possible to do some endeavor to remove these artificial cover. Okay, I will show you a rubric in synthetic repertory. First, go to aphorism number, otherwise we will forget. Aphorism number this 41, venereal chancrous disease. Read from second part of this 41. Second part. Okay, first part is there only one sentence. Aphorism number 41 carries only one sentence. This is the beauty of organon, that whole aphorism is sometime only one sentence is there in whole aphorism. So read it from here. What I am reading, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9th line, नीचे से 9 line, नीचे से 9th line. Read it from here. Venereal chancrous disease, complicated especially with psora. Read it. Read it from there. Anyone volunteer yourself to read?
सॉरी सर, मैं डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया
Please
था,
go
कहाँ
on.
से पढ़ा?
Veneral Shankar. Veneral Shankar 41. Veneral Shankar से end तक. From Veneral Shankar's disease complicated especially with psora or with dyscrasia of condylomatous gonorrhea. Aphorism number 41. नीचे से 9 लाइन, 9th line. From last 9th line. Yes. Oh, you cannot. You are not audible. No, you are not audible.
Is not cured by long continued or frequently repeated treatment with large doses of unsuitable mercurial preparations, but assumes its
Okay.
place in the organism beside the chronic mercurial affection that has been in the meantime gradually developed, and thus along with it often forms a hideous monster of complicated disease under the general name of masked venereal disease, which then, when not quite
Okay.
incurable, can only be transformed into health with the greatest difficulty.
So, is this mask venereal artificial diseases? It is the mask of mercury. Okay, to the this complicated psora psychosis or syphilis. Okay, there is a mask of mercury, same artificial disease. What is this? This is also an artificial disease. So in present time you can give example of this steroid mask steroid diseases. Okay, so to tackle these kind of diseases you need to work like, okay, it is very difficult. Like Hahnemann's time it was mercury. Mercury is still being used in Ayurvedic preparation. All these Chyawanprash, all these majuns of Ayurvedic and Unani medicine, what are these? These are mercurial preparation. They are school of medicine about this Shuddhikaran of this mercury, and they are being used para. They are being used in their preparation. But okay, nowadays these Chyawanprash or majuns are not being used that much, but these kind of mercurial preparations are also there. So my means why I discuss the mercurial, like this mercurial mask diseases, there are diseases nowadays of steroid, there are diseases of antibiotics, there are diseases of aspirins. You cannot go and treat this hypercoagulability of aspirin by your medicine. Okay, this purpuric spot or hemorrhagic spots by your medicine until and unless you tackle out this mask. You have to remove this mask first, and there are some methods, like I am telling you. For a steroid there is nothing to go with homeopathic, means against going against allopathic or there is nothing going against homeopathic philosophy if you are giving this adrenal cortex for this abuse of steroid. Okay, because artificial disease and you have to act in that fashion, and time to time you can give your anti-miasmatic or constitutional medicine as an intercurrent, as it has been advised. If there is some miasm lurking behind, you can give your medicine for that. Clear? Okay, so these are the things. Penicillin have been abused in rheumatic heart diseases, rheumatic fever. Penicillin have been given, and for that penicillin there are so many bad effects and can effectively removed by this penicillin in potentized form. Okay, this is called tautopathy, giving the medicine, same medicine which have been abused in allopathic in potentized form. This is called tautopathy. That is other part of discussion. We will deal it with some other time. But now this artificial drugs producing, there are some in repetitive. Okay, wait, I will show you. If you have synthesis, you can open this general part. This allopathic use of, okay, you here another antibiotics. Okay, abuse of morphine, opium, abuse of vegetables. Okay, now we will go to this abuse of antibiotics. Any medicine, any suggestion you are having for antibiotics abuse? Antibiotics abuse? Any suggestion you are having? Anyone? See, this is given here. Antibiotics abuse of metformin. Okay. Okay. And we can trust antibiotics. Penicillin is also antibiotic. Use of penicillin. Rust. Abuse of allopathic medicine, you can add Hipersulf. It works wonder, often more. During olden Nux was for vegetable, mainly used during olden days. So Nux vomica was a great antidote at that time. But at our time, more synthetic medicines are being used, and Hipersulf is working more good than Nux vomica. Write these lines, write these things, okay, for your future references. What we have told, abuse of antibiotic, Rustox is one of the medicine. Beside these, in this rubric, you will find this rubric in any modern medicines, modern books, modern repertories. So this is one of such, and we have referred abuse of heart medicine, antibiotics. Okay, abuse of steroid, you will get history of steroid also. So you can take help of these rubrics for your practice, because these artificial chronic diseases, autoimmune pancreatitis, have came to me after so much treatment that patient was being referred from gastroenterology to endocrinology to diabetology, every department he has, and finally he came up with an autoimmune pancreatitis. Okay, go and read this drug induced pancreatitis in your medicine book. You will get that these drugs can do an acute pancreatitis, acute injury to pancreas because of abuse of drugs. Okay, and in these cases you can give Hipersulf, you can give Nux vomica, and in these cases no need of forming totality, because you are dealing with the mass. You have to tackle down, scratch the mass away to get the picture of natural disease. So here no need of forming a totality. You can give your medicine basing upon the abuse of that substance. Okay, because you have to scratch those masks in order to get the true picture of the chronic disease. Two things you can do. One, wait and watch. Is it not? Vital force will remedy itself. Diseases will be remedied by the vital force itself after stopping of allopathic medicines. First number thing. Then you will get a true picture, and next you can give, if you have an antidote to that, you can give your antidote. You will are bound to get result, because you are dealing, must have a fixed picture. Any steroid abuse is not that steroid person causing debility and other causing another thing. One person is causing gain of weight, in other person it is causing loss of weight. It is not. It has a fixed picture. And easily base your prescription on the abuse of this. There are vitamin D toxicity and can be dealt with vitamin D in potentized form. Okay. So these are the case. These are present day. So don't think that introduction reading in modern days or present day is only of academic importance, or is only for means time waste. It is not. Read with the eye, with the glass of the modern physician of your era, keeping an eye practice of medicine of your era. Each and every prescriptions of allopaths coming through, and you will get to know that what sort of practicing they are doing. And the call was on SIM 2, so that it was disconnected. Now, am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. So importance of introduction in present day scenario we were discussing, and we have discussed these artificial diseases of present day time. Okay. In reference to organon. Now, what we were studying, main part of study, we were studying this Dagen's paragraph, third paragraph, second, last third paragraph, the tonic, the stimulant. Okay. Now, Hahnemann's vigorous protest. I am reading. Go to Dagen's preface. Hahnemann's vigorous protest. I am reading it. Okay. Read it.
Hahnemann's vigorous protest against the dominant medicine of his days is useful as showing the negative good effects of homeopathy. So almost the irrational practices he denounced have been abandoned. It remains for the followers to exhibit its positive effect of victory of rational and scientific medicine.
Okay, underline this: negative good effect of homeopathy. What are negative good effects of homeopathy? It's often a question in your MD examination, not entrance, but your MD organon. Those who are willing to do or who are doing MD in organon, they should know this: negative good effects of homeopathy. What are those? Negative good effect of homeopathy.
सर वही वाला ना जो एक्सटर्नल लेशन में मतलब जो द डिजीज प्रोडक्ट्स और द डिजीज that are hindering our cure or causing any mechanical obstruction.
That was the thing we have discussed in regard to. That is not only the negative good effect. Negative good effect of homeopathy is the abandoned old practices of these leeches, okay, these blood letting, these things, okay, abandonment of old practices, basing the knowledge of disease that this is something, there are something, means negative good effect of, in general, negative good effect of homeopathy is abandonment of old practices in allopathy, that is bloodletting, that is cauterization, that is leeching. These were abandoned by old school because of the vigorous protest of Hahnemann. Okay, they have abandoned because Hahnemann have that this is have some confusion regarding that Anirban. So make clear that we told while discussing, we just gave an example of ascites. Okay, that previously they were telling that this ascites is, okay, listen very carefully, that this thing, previously they were telling this ascites is disease and tapping out will cure the disease. Okay, now they have got an understanding. Now they have got an understanding. This ascites. Am I audible? Now they have understand this ascites is not due to actually it is not a disease, but a symptom of disease. They have reached somewhere due to vigorous effects of homeopaths who are trying that no, this is not the disease. This is not disease, but disease is somewhere else. Okay, and they have gradually reached to the organ level, and one day they will reach to the level where we are already studying. Studying. Okay, we are not saying that kidney is disease. We are saying that no, there is something beyond kidney. But thank you that you have to. Okay, we have discussed that homeopathy, that they are not considering disease product as disease, as that is why I was thinking that there is some sound in me, so I thought it is not audible. Is it audible now? Is it audible now? Okay. Just give me a chat in the chat box so that I can correct it. Okay, so we have told that this is also a negative. This is also a negative, bad, good effect of homeopathy. In context to that this we have given, again I am listen carefully, again I am giving example. As we have told that this is also a negative good effect in context to ascites, that previously 50 years or 75 years back they were telling that this ascites is a disease and tapping out the fluid will cure the disease. But homeopaths were crying since then that no, ascites is not disease. This is not the disease. There is something beyond that. Okay, they have reached to heart or kidney. That there is something morbid in heart or something morbid in kidney. Now, any modern school physician will not tell you that removing the ascitic fluid will cause the cure of the disease. They will tell no, there is nephritis and that should be dealt with. There is something wrong with heart and that should be dealt with. Okay, but again we are telling that no, there is something beyond heart also and there is something beyond kidney also, that is disease. Okay, but thank you that you have reached to this level and trying to treat patient at something higher level. Now you have to go to more higher to that where we are standing, where from we are seeing the disease. Let us reach there and we are ready to help you to reach there. And if they reach there, this is also a negative good effect of homeopathy. Okay, negative good effect of homeopathy in general is abandoning the practice of the modern medicine which has no scientific or rational basis. Okay, so this was the negative good effect of homeopathy. Clear? As we have reached here, now read these last two paragraphs also as a side topic. As our discussion was organal, we will just, as we have reached here in the previous topic, so we can read these two paragraphs also. Last two paragraphs. Is it okay now? Underline this Richard Hughes. Leave it. Underline this Richard Hughes and first translation. By the first translation you can write 1849, first translation. And this Richard Hughes table of concordance, these are of academic importance. Those who are doing their MDs in organon can be helped by this. Concordance, table of concordance. What is table of concordance? That you will see in appendix, that we have discussed in previous classes. British Journal of Homeopathy, volume 39. Underline this. Table of concordance was published first in British Journal of Homeopathy, volume 39. This is for academic interest only. And Richard Hughes, don't confuse Richard Hughes with Richard Hell. Richard Hell is associated with the 6th edition translation. Okay, he procured the manuscript of 6th edition from the heirs of Madame Melanie. Okay, so Richard Hell is another person, Richard Hughes is another person. Don't confuse them. Now, last paragraph is the reference in the context. The note in the appendix are indicated by sign A. Wherever you will see this sign A, that means there is some explanation by Dudgeon in the appendix. Okay, so we have read this. Now come to introduction. Come to introduction. I want you to write something here very quickly. We are running out of time. Only 5 minutes are remaining. I promise you not to take off more your time so that you get bored with philosophy. Just 1 hour a day. Okay. Now, first section, review of therapeutics, allopathic, palliative that have hitherto been practiced in the old school. First section. This is the first section. Carries all together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 part. First part is Tolle-Cosm. Right here. Right here. First part. Tolle-Cosm. Consists of 3 chapters. Right here only. First part. Tolle-Cosm. 3 chapters. Second part. The blank space you are getting over here. Write only here. No need to write on the separate notebook. Write here only. You will not open notebook again. Write here only. Tolle-Cosm. First part. Tolle-Cosm. 3 chapters. Second part. Derivative method. 3 chapters. Derivative methods. 3 chapters. Third part. Tonics. 1 chapter. Fourth part. Alternative. 1 chapter. Fifth part. Mixture. 1 chapter. And sixth part. Homeopathy. 1 chapter. 1 chapter. There were demarcation by a line, demarcation of chapters by a line in older translations. In this translation that has been removed, so introduction has been rendered difficult to understand or read. So we will try and make it easy to read, easy to understand and easy to apply. So first 3 chapters we will start next day regarding Tolle-Cosm, philosophy of Tolle-Cosm. What this Tolle-Cosm means? Remove the cause. Remove the cause. Okay, it is Latin. That is of this. Of course, it is of historical importance. Of which language the term have been used. This is Latin. For your academic interest or historical importance, you should know that this Tolle-Cosm is a Latin word being used here. That means remove the cause. And this consists of 3 chapters of introduction. And I will urge you, I will ask you to number your paragraph in introduction so that we can refer with the number of paragraphs. Okay, anyone having any question so that we can discuss in next 5 minute time? Anyone having any question?
Sir, third chapter name, what did you say? Can you repeat?
Third chapter, third part, tonics, 1 chapter. Tonics, 1 chapter. Consists of 1 chapter. This first part consists of altogether 6 parts. First section consists altogether 6 chapters. 6 part. Part of Tolle-Cosm. Second part derivative. Third is tonic. Then alternative. Then mixture. Then homeopathy. So first Tolle-Cosm consists of altogether 3 chapters. Derivative method again 3 chapters are there. Tonics 1 chapter only. Alternative 1 chapter. Mixture 1 chapter. And homeopathy 1 chapter. Okay. Next session are single only. And they are consist 1 chapter only. Okay. Altogether 3 sections are there in introduction. We will deal with that. I will ask you to number your paragraph in introduction so that we can refer when we are, and our motto to make it easy to study. Introduction देख के ही सर घूमने लगता है, कैसे पढ़ेंगे ये सब क्या लिखा हुआ है. Okay, so we will go through each and every line and make it easy to study so that it will be easy to understand, so that it will be easy to apply. Okay, anyone having any question? If not, we will be wrapping up today for today. Thank you for giving your attention for thank you for giving me your attention for 1 hour. I was going to tell 1 month. Okay, so reading philosophy is like that only. 1 hour, the time passes slowly or time passes very quickly. Okay, depending upon your interest in philosophy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.